Thank you, Christopher B. This is Terry Wilson, and you are listening to episode 379. Tonight, we're going Hollywood, baby. We're talking about how to make money from the movies. Tonight, we're going to talk about how you can make money from movies without being an actor, a director, a producer, or for that matter, having anything to do with making a movie or distributing a movie. What we're going to show you tonight is how I was able to generate a few $100s from simply giving movie tickets away to the new Lion King reboot from Disney. So you'll definitely want to stay tuned for that because it's going to be pretty cool. And I'm going to show you what I did. I'm going to show you how I made that money, what tools in the TW3 toolbox was used to make that money, and all kinds of other things. But before I do that, let me introduce some people. Over to my left, all the way from up the street.
Oh, yeah.
Up the street.
Up the street.
In the hood.
In the hood. Miss Lindsay Taylor, how are you doing?
I'm so good.
So
Was that smoke coming out of your truck when you pulled up?
I walked.
That must have been your
I was
husband.
about to defend myself, but I walked. I didn't drive.
we need to change your theme music to the Cheech and Chong.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what I think. Did you ever watch Cheech and Chong? So that
So now
reference
everybody thinks
means
she
nothing
is
to
a,
you.
Nothing.
She's a pothead now. Is that what we're saying?
Well, yeah, that's what we were going for.
For those who are new to the podcast, Miss Lindsay is a huge advocate of CBD
Hold
oils.
up. Can I tell y'all that so many of my newest coaching clients,
Yes.
it's people that you send me a lot of times.
Yeah.
They're like, so what kind of CBD do you sell? And I'm like,
Can I get
Why
it
do you not
Can I
sell
get a
it?
dime
Is the
bag?
question.
well, and I tell my clients this too. The brand that I most identify with.
I like that.
The brand that I
What?
Isn't that weird?
What?
the brand that
CBD isn't a spirit animal.
you never know. You haven't had the good stuff.
That's funny right there.
You identify.
If you do the good stuff,
Does
you'll
that
be
mean
seeing
you get to go
lot
to a
of
different
spirits and
restroom?
animals.
This one
No.
makes me a wolf.
Listen, if you've had the good stuff, I'm just saying.
So I saw pink elephants once on acid. Is that similar? What you see?
I've never seen pink elephants, but I have felt
Only
like
the purple ones.
Now that was when I was in high school. Just to clarify
Well,
that I'm not on
last week.
acid trips.
I'm a very, very anxious
40 years ago.
person. I'm very wound up. It's in the good place, I'm able to channel that into super efficient lifestyle.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
in the bad place, I need super efficient CBD oil.
Right.
And the kind that is really, really awesome in my life is you have to have a storefront to sell.
I see.
So I'm not going to stand
You
behind
need
a product.
licensing.
I'm not going to stand behind a product that I'm not obsessed with.
Right. I get it. I get it. No, you've got a lot of integrity.
This
with
was
what
an
you-
introduction.
What an introduction.
Sorry, guys.
Welcome.
You didn't
I
ask
love
for
it.
that. That
Welcome.
was free.
I love it.
And all the way,
Oh,
Miss
back,
CBD
yeah.
oil left, my right. Mr. Funny Man from ChrisRoot.com. Chris, how are you doing?
Man, I'm doing spectacular.
So you're traveling, you're doing
I am.
comedy. You're going to be in Florida this.
Wednesday night. So if you're in the Destin area, I
Man.
think it's Miramar Beach.
It's a good place to be working.
Yeah.
Destin.
Oh man, I'm telling you, I'm super excited about it because I'm gonna go out on the beach.
Well, we're going
Thursday
down
morning.
to Clearwater in 2 weeks.
So you need to get me down there.
I know.
I love Clearwater.
Well, we're trying to buy a place down there.
Well,
I'm
if
thinking
you
about
do,
getting a condo.
I know somebody that can help
Yeah.
you keep it up.
Well,
I think that would be a perfect work retreat.
I think
that's
so.
what
we
do.
need.
TW3
listen,
Southern Headquarters.
well, we're
Yes.
gonna do the podcast
We
from
are
there
the
at
Southern
least.
We need to
Couple
podcast
of
from
months.
there. Yes.
Every
At
other
least
month,
2 months a
right?
year.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
See, I like what you're thinking.
Well, you
See, that's a surprise. You dropped a bomb on me right
well,
there.
you got to do something,
He
right?
said, I don't want to talk about anything else. So what are we doing
Let's
this?
talk about Clearwater.
Let's talk about Clearwater. And
Hey,
too,
why don't we do the? We'll just do the conference down there. Not
Hey.
next year, maybe the year after.
Year
Count
after-
me in.
that? Well, we've got some members. I don't know if Greenbacks is on, but we've got some members that's wanting us to do a cruise. So maybe we could do a week at Clearwater and then a week out.
Whoa. I cannot be out of my house for more than 1 week at a time.
Bring
guys.
some CBD oil. You'll be fine.
Did I get
Are we in the club right now?
Did I get booze with
I
my
accidentally hit.
The wrong button. What were you
on
gonna hit?
purpose?
But to Chris has left my right, the tyrant of tickets, Mr. Reagan. How was your day? in the yard bird business.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. I had a solid day. Got fitted for a suit. So that's cool.
Yeah, you're about to be in a wedding.
Yeah. First wedding.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
cool.
Yep. I don't have anything more to that. Everybody looked at
Is
me
that
like
your first wedding? I thought
the
you,
first to
I thought
actually
you
be
was
in.
a ring boy. Or
Well,
ring,
yeah, that I don't
ring
count
bearer
that.
or something.
You don't have any fun in those kind of weddings.
Oh, sure you do.
Well, you're still in it, though.
Yeah, I don't count those. First wedding. It'd be cool.
Well, Reagan is over there. We're going to be taking your questions a little later. And then, of course, River, the chat Nazi, has had his microphone taken from him for last week's indiscretion. So
Praise the
Also,
Lord.
he's in time.
His new title is custodian.
His new title is
missed it.
custodian. He got demoted today. We
Yeah.
won't go into why or anything like that.
Oh, we will go into why, but now's not the time.
But he still outranks Reagan even with the demotion.
That's
so.
not true at all.
Oh,
That's not saying much.
Both low on the totem pole, but I'm just a little higher.
Well, guys, we got some exciting stuff to talk to you tonight about making money from home, making money with the movie business. But before we get that, I think Lindsay's got some announcements, so we'll send it over to her.
I do. So we have a new text list due to changes with the company that we were using to send out text alerts for our live events, such as our podcast, special trainings, and live streams. We have started a new list. So if you once received text alerts with the links to our live streams, you will need to join the new list, as the old list on the old platform is no longer being used. To do that, you will text the word TW3 podcast to 38470. I'm going to say that again. Text TW3 podcast to 38470 to join the new list. And we are going to select someone who joins the list tonight to receive a free copy of Terry's new book, which is You Are Worth More. To get a copy of You Are Worth More, go to yourworthmorebook.com and go ahead and buy that. You can get a signed copy by buying one tonight on the show. And we just received another shipment of 50 in, so we can send those out super quick. Again, go to yourworthmorebook.com right now to get your signed copy.
All right.
Nice. Good read.
That was great. Yep. You did a good job with that.
Hey, it wasn't memorized, so I had to look down, but you know,
It's all right.
every
Well,
week,
those numbers, there's a lot of them. So,
a lot of numbers.
Yes.
All right. Well, what do you got, Chris?
well, I got all kind of good stuff, but we're talking about this Worth More book, so let's talk about the Worth More conference.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, did you announce last week?
What's that?
Did you announce the big?
Yes.
Oh
the
man,
location.
I missed it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You were in Dallas, right?
You were in.
Do it again for the people that don't remember, that aren't in
Yeah,
this
go
room.
ahead
Someone
and-
else.
All right, we'll reveal the big announcement for those who didn't hear it last week.
Yeah.
I
Like
didn't
you.
announce it to myself here. So yeah, we finally got the location secured, and we're really excited about it. It's the one building.
Yeah.
They're in downtown Greenville. And what's cool about that, and the reason we've held off on it, one, we need to get in a contract, but man, it is an incredible facility.
Yeah.
And it's going to allow us to be right there in the heart of everything. And we're going to be doing some filming and stuff there.
Yes.
That
And it's next to anthropology. I'm sorry. All the women.
All the way.
anthropology is right there as well.
And
If anybody
O'Connell's
knows what
is
that
pretty
is, because
close
I
to-
have no idea what that is.
I have
I
no
thought
idea.
anthropology was like a study of something.
I thought
like
when you dig up
animals.
bones or
It is
something.
a study of the most amazing women's clothes ever.
So what is
That's
the
what
study?
I'm not even going to
Yeah,
open
I'm
this
gonna stop.
conversation up. Let's not even go there.
Because I could, but I'm not. I got things and thoughts on that. But yeah, it's going to be next year. So tickets are selling fast, and I apologize for not getting the latest number, but we have about 20 spots left. So give or take a handful. So if you are wanting to get on it, it's so cool that we're this close to selling this thing out, because it is limited. The space only holds, I think it's 110 actually, wasn't it, Terry?
Yes.
So that's pretty cool. So if you're going to do it, make sure you go to worthmoreconference.com and you can buy your tickets there. If you also can get it from, if you're an affiliate of this and you're listening, make sure you share it with your folks, share your link and help sell that as well.
Yeah, the way that came about is every time, well, not every time, but this past time, we did something I thought was pretty smart. We allowed people to pre-purchase
Right.
this upcoming next year's conference, and everybody that pre-purchased got resale rights to it. And so we got them affiliate links. And so there was about 25 that we were able to issue affiliate links to. And so they get a little commission by helping us promote the conference. And also they got a discount for buying it ahead of time as well. So it was a real cool thing. So if you've got a trainer that you're working with, make sure that you, try to buy it from them, because we want to make sure that they get rewarded for their hard work and diligence in helping us get it promoted. So
Yeah, I'm super excited.
I tell you, if this coming year's is just as good,
Oh yeah.
it's going to be a rock star type.
Well, this
con-
is just the first announcement. So now we're in the process of working on
there's
some
we
speakers
can't,
and stuff that we can't say yet.
yeah, we can't say yet, but there's going to be some. I'm telling you guys, it's selling out quick. You definitely want to get over there, because there's some things we can't announce yet, but you're going to kick yourself if you miss this coming year.
Well, it grows every year too, because the last conference, we're 4 months out from our last one, 5 months,
no,
and we're
yeah,
almost already
that's
sold
right.
out.
Yeah,
So,
it almost sold out.
Yes.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
That's
It's
very
pretty
cool. Yeah,
Yeah. So we'll get to have some cool stuff out of that. I can't wait.
absolutely. What you got, Reagan?
and so our chat is open. People actually beat us to it today because we had comments before we even got in.
Yeah, I know, that was cool. Very cool.
But go ahead and send your questions in now. We're going to be taking them after our first segment on our income hack. We do ask that you keep the comments, clean, positive, and relevant. And that goes for you, Chris. That's sort of for everybody on the panel here.
Yeah, Chris.
I thought that's why River got banned.
It is. That's why he doesn't have a
But you
mic.
could be banned next week.
River's taking it like a champ over here, I'm going to say.
If you are a member, we do ask that you save your membership questions for our Wednesday night trainings. But for everyone else, kind of fire away. Anything's up for grabs. If you want to enter to win our $300, let's see, what is it? Restaurant certificate? Is that what it'd be called?
Yeah.
Let's see, what restaurants does it go for? PF Chang's, Outback
Ooh.
Steakhouse,
Ooh.
Olive Garden. Those sort of.
How
those
can
centered
how
type
can they win that tonight?
Yes, we'll use the hashtag TW3podcast379, and you just share that from that YouTube link right there. It'll say share.
Yep.
We accept Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and I think, is there any other ones? You don't have any listed here, but those are the main ones. We use, so.
Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Is there anything else?
Do we do that
Those are our
snap
main
thing?
ones. No, we don't do that snap thing.
We don't do
Okay.
that little
I mean,
snappy
we
thing.
shouldn't.
All the kids, they're into that little snap. Now, we do MySpace if you want to put it over.
Anybody that shares it on MySpace,
She said the
immediate winner.
snap thing.
Yeah, that's how you enter to win. We'll pick our winner at the end of the night, and we'll let you know. So be sure to share that. That's once again hashtag
actually pretty funny.
TW3podcast379.
Awesome. Guys, tonight I want to show you right here, right now, how I was able to make a few $100s this past week in just promoting the movie. Have y'all seen The Lion King yet?
I saw the first one.
I did see the first one.
You
My
haven't
daughter
seen the
did.
first
She
one?
said she loved it.
You have, but you saw it.
My daughter did.
Cadence saw
Yep.
it, and you said you haven't seen any of them.
No, the first one.
You saw the first one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm a huge fan of the first one, and I was so scared that they were going to ruin it, just because once
Yeah.
you get so emotionally attached to one, and plus it's an allegory of, there's so many stories, sub stories and things that you can, I know probably 5 pastors I can think of on one hand that's preached probably 10 different messages right off, because the
Wow.
Father bestowing and giving his son and presenting him, and there's all kinds of great stuff. So it's a great movie, great story, big fan of it, but the new Lion King doesn't disappoint if you hadn't seen it. So I liked it, but this past week gave some tickets away, made some money. This is our income hack. This is income hack number 13. I want to show you how I did it right now. So this is income hack number 13, money with movies. How would you like to make money offering people the opportunity to go to the movies for free? Well, last week, just so happens, this is July 2019, The Lion King came out, the next reboot that used, I thought they were real. Someone had to tell me that, no, that's CGI. That's not real animals, but man, it looked so real. Did a great job with the new Lion King. So if you're a fan of the original Lion King, man, you'll want to see the second one. But since Saturday, made some money using the tools that we have at TW3, and we teach our elite members and our plus members how to use to generate passive income, giving things away, never making a sale, and making tons of money. How did I do it? Here's how. First thing, here's the tools that I used. I used my bulk texter. I used our landing page software. I used some opt-in form software, an autoresponder, and since Saturday made $380. 152 people signed up, clicked through, and went on through from that bulk text that I sent out. The bulk text that I sent out was all people that gave us permission to text them. So there's no FCC or FTC rules that were broken, and there's no black hat options going on here. I'm showing straight up white hat marketing strategies on how you can make money. And what I did was I sent out a bulk text to a group of people. I put in a link, sent them the link, and then told them to go there. And then they went over to a landing page that my software, and I can create unlimited different landing pages all the time with our software, and an opt-in form. And basically it give them a little graphic image that says, hey, $100 in free movies through Fandango, because that's who's offering this. All you have to do is fill out a quick survey, and we'd love to send this out to you. And I capture their name, number, and email address if they wanted to get started. Well, when they filled that out, they were immediately sent over an email to fill out the form. I captured their information as well. They fill out the form, and that company sends me $2.50 for every person that did that, which equaled up to about $380 since Saturday. It cost me, by the way, about $45 to do this campaign. So net, I made a little over $340. Okay. And then what's so important about that? My future income potential, because now that I've captured those folks' name, number, and email addresses, I can send them invitations to come out to these live podcasts. I can send them out information about how they can get a book from me for free. I can send them all different types of information that I can monetize by giving them things, and then potentially maybe even selling them something later on. Because let me tell you something, friend, once you have leads, you have gold. And the whole sizzle, the magic sauce, the reason why TW3 members make so much money, the ones that are using these tools, is because once you have the ability to capture leads, you have the ability to monetize those leads through various streams of revenue that we show you how to do with our RMP offers, and through selling our system, and through selling maybe existing products, goods, or services you have. Your income potential is unlimited.
And now back to our show with Terry Wilson.
So when Chris is in the studio, we have this type of music as our buffer music.
That's exactly right.
But when he's not here, we get the like country.
You get the country twang. That's right. Plus, we're a little late to get back in because we're all talking.
Yeah, we all kind of jumped on there.
So that was a income hack number 13. And that's how easy it is with TW3, guys. Once you have these tools and understand how to use them. Now, it takes a little bit of time to master some of this stuff, but one of the cool things is in your back office, if you're a Plus or Elite member, we give you some training in step 7 of script development of how you can do these things. And what you just saw illustrated was the exact reason why we say take the time to learn how to build landing pages, learn how to build opt-in forms, learn how to do redirects, because as you get into other different types of marketing and things like that, you're going to have those skill sets and understanding so that once you take the marketing training, you'll be able to know what to do technically to make it all happen. When we get back from the break, we're going to start taking your questions, and we're going to open it up and talk about this campaign a little bit more and how it made money right after this. You know, if you've ever listened to my podcast, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. Earners are learners and leaders are readers. If you want to go to the next level, you do have to grow to the next level. And growth happens by the people you hang around and listen to the most. Seth Godin says you're the sum total of 5 people you hang around the most. And that is why you need to go to terrywilson3.com/free book and get a free audiobook just to try out the services. Here's the deal. Over 70,000 different authors from every type of genre that you could think of. Go over there, pick one that you like, something that's going to inform you, something that's going to inspire you, something that's going to illustrate what you need to do next. Try out the service. If you don't like the service, cancel it, and you get to keep that free audiobook. But you're going to love the service, and I promise you, if you will commit yourself to listening and learning from those who have gone where you want to go, you can go there also. So go to terrywilson3.com/free-book today. Try out the service and get a free audiobook just for trying it out. terrywilson3.com/free-book. Have you ever tried a work from home business? If you have, you may be like several others. Matter of fact, 98% of people, according to Forbes magazine, who've tried and failed. Why? Well, there's several reasons, but the main reason is because most home-based businesses have no means, method, or mechanism for you to get in front of people who need, want, desire, and can afford what it is you offer. See, the unique thing about TerryWilson3.com is we put you in a position where if you can simply answer a phone, read a script, you can make money. And I'm not talking about going and selling pills, thrills, lotions, and potions. I'm talking about selling something that every business, everyone who has a product, good, or service needs. And that is a lead generation marketing system. But here's the cool thing. You never cold call. You never have to recruit your friends, family, and foes. You simply take a call, read a script. Want more information? Go to terrywilson3.com/call center right now to get more information. That's terrywilson3.com/call center.
And now back to our show with Terry
So this
Wilson.
never happens, but you intrigued me. I had my own questions. So we were talking about your profit margins there. You don't have to go into it if you don't want to.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Let's do it.
That's
That's
why
why we're here.
That's
All
part
right,
of the
so
show.
you netted what? 340 you said. Total cost was 380.
So by the time you buy the data,
Or wait, no, I screwed that up. That wasn't it at all.
no,
Go
by the time you buy the data, by the time you pay for the bulk text,
Mhm.
I want to say roughly it was going to be around 330, top 330s, 340. You know, because
You didn't spend that much. You
no,
right,
no.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying that was my net profit.
Right, that was your net profit.
But you have to pay for the data, the
Right.
bulk data.
Right.
You have to pay for the text, the bulk text, which is 5 cents a text.
Yep.
But this is one of the RMPs.
Yeah, and you have to be an elite member to be able to do this,
You,
right?
you do have to be an elite member to do that one because a lot of Plus members have access to RMP, but that particular company is not going to start yet because to get what's the word?
Credentialed?
Credentialed or contracted with some of these companies, they always ask a knockout question that new people can't answer, and that is, show us your book of business, what you've done thus far to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have an earnings report to say, okay, I'm working with, Lending Tree over here, or I'm working with cashmutualstore.com, or I'm working with myzippyloan.com, or what was yours?
Simplebusinessfinancing.com.
Simplebusinessfinancing.com. I want to be fair. Do you have one?
Go ahead.
But
Mine are the ones you already said, but yours are better.
yeah, but see, Plus members start there because they will take new people. And then you start there. You start with our hourly and salary stuff, which is what we give our Plus members.
Right.
And then as you build that, then you can get credentialed with some of these others, because the reason they won't just take you right off the bat is because they're scared. With all these tools, you're going to go out there and spam someone. You're going to tick someone off. They're going to get a bunch of complaints. And then all of a sudden, it's a hassle for everyone.
So you spent $30, made $350 or whatever.
Yeah.
What stopped you at spending $30? Was you just testing out the market, or?
I am constantly, what I'm doing is constantly trying different things to go back and teach my elite members.
Gotcha.
Because this is what the mastermind, a lot of times what we're talking about is these different marketing campaigns, what I did, how I did it,
Right.
and those things. And
Especially like in a mastermind, you're walking through literally step by step how to do it.
Yeah.
Which is the benefit of being an elite member, right?
Yeah. So I just say, okay, I'm using this plugin, which, my page builder was our pro version of Elementor, which comes with all of our packages.
Yep. Oh, first
It's
question.
a paid for version. Yeah, I saw that, so I went ahead and wanted to throw that out. And by the way, for those keeping notes at home, a plugin is another word for software. Did you know that, Chris?
Yes, I did actually.
Wait, where's River?
River?
He makes the sound where I'm beating a dead horse.
Yep.
But
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, it is.
a lot of
That's
people
us.
don't.
is.
That's
And
us
you know what?
beating a
There's
dead horse.
nothing wrong with not knowing that. But here's
That is
what
correct.
That was
what's
my question.
what would be wrong is you going out telling everyone that
I
you
know,
are a
realized she wasn't asking what I
webmaster,
was doing.
an expert in this field, and then calling me a liar because I said this had software when it does.
All right,
and
whatever you
because
say,
you
you
don't
big liar.
understand that software.
I would never claim to be a webmaster of anything.
Well, see, there's nothing wrong with ignorance. There's nothing wrong because ignorance can be educated. What's wrong is when you're ignorant and then you're fussing at other people because you don't understand what they're doing.
The
Gotcha.
most simple explanation is software is code.
Yeah.
It's soft. You don't touch it.
Yeah.
It's
just
code. Any code. Hardware is literal devices and stuff.
It's tangible things.
Tangible things you can
So what
touch.
about if I go
That's all
to
it
Best
is.
Buy and I buy Microsoft Word,
Well, that's,
that's
a software.
because it's a code. It's code.
code.
but I can touch it?
Well, you're buying the thing, but you're not touching the code.
Lindsay would find the dang technicality.
Listen,
in this.
you went and purchased
But
something.
no, Chris, you don't understand. They handed me a card and it had a code on it.
yeah.
I
Lindsay-
touched that.
No, they give me a little
Lindsay,
box.
Okay,
This
so
is
that
why.
box, I'll
This
explain
is
that
why
to you.
you will always have room on this show.
That's why we need you, because somebody's thinking that same thing,
No,
which
but
is
I
weird.
mean,
Chris,
I
it came with
know,
a
I know.
box.
What you're
all right?
buying is not the box is the
You big
thing that
idiot.
carries the package that has the code. So you're going to take that disk, put it into your computer, which if you're buying a box for Microsoft Word, you are really in the old days.
Well, see,
now you
that-
download it on the
that was
internet.
Look at her
thing.
face. You know she went last week to Walmart and bought like the
You
newest.
can't.
I mean, if
you
I
can't
needed it.
actually.
The gentleman that
You
was
can't.
getting his Halo sort of tarnished and out of bent shape with me was because he had the understanding that software was what you just sort of mentioned.
That's right.
That is, it's
Yeah.
something you have to go to Best Buy, and if it doesn't download on your computer, it's not software. Well,
Okay.
software doesn't have to be something you buy from a store and you download on your computer. It can be cloud-based.
Well, most
server.
of it
See,
is
and
now.
that's the thing. Like you talk about these clouds.
It's a server. A cloud
It's
a
not on your
cloud-based-
computer.
All that means is it's
online
not
storage.
on your physical computer. It's on a server that you're accessing via the internet. When you go on a
Okay.
website, you're going to a server, someone's server that's hosting all of their stuff in the cloud.
Their computer, by the way. It's
Do you
on
pay?
somewhere else.
Do you take a lot of pictures?
Mm-hmm.
Apple has that option where you can buy more storage essentially and
In
they
the
save it
cloud?
for you.
Apple debits my account so many times a month.
Well,
I
there
don't
you
even know
go.
what any
All
of
that
it's for.
Well,
is-
that's what they're doing.
All that is
Yeah.
a server, a hard drive that you access to via a computer device, your phone or whatever,
Yeah.
to be able to download. It's not on your physical phone or computer
But
here.
then my phone will say that the storage is full. So
Because
I'm
it's
like,
full.
because it's
In the-
full
in the
and
cloud.
you need to
You don't have
up-
unlimited cloud space. They
Oh.
make you pay
Yeah.
for it. Now, here's the big thing to know too.
Okay.
Like you were talking about Microsoft Word, you cannot buy that anymore. What Microsoft has done, Adobe's
Physically.
done this. They have gotten rid of that. So what they're wanting to do is you pay a monthly fee or a yearly fee, and you're getting it off of the internet, and they're constantly updating it, keeping it updated.
I hate that.
In the cloud. And what they're allowing you to do now is to sync. So you
Right.
can hold your files on your computer, but it's also in the cloud. So if you go get on somebody else's computer and you log in, you have access to everything instantly.
right.
Thus, software has changed.
It is the future. They started that in 2013.
Yes.
Yeah. It is the future.
Well, they didn't start that in 2013.
this
It
is
just got
why I
popular.
will tell anybody who asks me, technicality.
But you know what I
is
love?
not
You'll
my
find the
gift.
But see, here's the thing, Lindsay. Here's the thing. I love that about you because you are walking proof that you don't have to be some sort of techno
That's right.
genius to be
Oh,
successful
amen.
in this business.
All day long.
You are rocking it. You got 2 land boats. You keep knocking down business, and it's off of what you're making in this business. That's a technical business, but you're not technical.
No, I mean, I feel like this business is really cool because I know people, and I actually talk about this when I'm talking to potential clients. Like, I have friends in the business who are completely differently gifted than I am.
Right.
And we're both doing really well with this.
Yeah, because there's more than one way to do this business.
There really is.
And we go through those ways and how you can do it. And like I said, the whole reason I brought this up is because someone was claiming to be an expert and then wanted to make disparaging remarks about our business, our brand, and our integrity because they didn't understand that plugins that go into a WordPress type website that we have had coders go in and hack for us, because we do use their architecture, but it's not just your off-the-shelf WordPress type site. But we had them make it for us so that we could have developers and then third parties that we buy plugins for, software for, to upload to that. So when a member comes on, they get a WordPress site that's been developed for us, and then all of the different plugins, quote unquote, or software. And then we have all different kinds for landing page, opt-in forms, blog curation, bulk texting, bulk emailing, all of that stuff. So there's all kinds of cool stuff that you have when you get that. But this numbskull saying all it is a WordPress site, So Anyway, okay, Reagan, you're what do you want?
Reagan-
Next question.
You're beating the dead horse. Let's get to the question. It's dead now.
Sorry.
Also, the House bill passed today, robocalls, any effect for the calls made with this program. So
That's a great
I didn't mean to butcher the question if I misread it, but we get that question a lot because
All
there's
the
a lot
time.
of regulations the FCC's put in place against robo-dialing, and we have a robo-dialer. So
Yes.
you want to explain why that's legal, why it's okay, why...
Robodialing is illegal, and it's even getting more restrictive because of the new things. What makes ours legit and legal is because you can't use our robodialer unless you're using our data, and our data is opted in data that people have given a digital signature saying it's okay for you to send me a voice broadcast, a bulk email, or bulk text. So you can't just grab your data, load it into the dialer, and just start spamming people because we don't want you to get in trouble, and we don't want to get in trouble because of your misuse of it. So our dialer is connected to our data. It's what's called a closed dialer, so you have to use, that. And so that's how we protect you. And then certain states where the Attorney General has interpreted federal law to mean more restrictive than what other states are, our dialer don't even go into, like Indiana and Arizona. You can't even dial in those states because the AG in those states is saying, I don't care if it's your mama and she told you 5 times in writing you could dial her, you can't use a dialer. So it doesn't go there. So
Let's see here. Where do we go to buy conference tickets?
go to worthmoreconference.com. Worthmoreconference.com. Tickets are on sale right now for $147. They are selling out.
That's a good question.
And I'll tell you what, I'm going to do something right now. For the first person who buys conference tickets tonight, I'll give you a signed copy of this book, You Are Worth More. And I'll send that out to you as well, just as a thank you for being the first one to buy it on tonight. So.
I'm interjecting my own question real quick, but where'd you get the image?
One of the companies that we recommend in your back office when we talk about building ad copy and stuff, that's where that image came from.
Gotcha. Cool. I know what you're talking about. That was a more personal thing. Just probably could ask you off there, but whatever.
Thank you.
Let's see here.
Thank you, Reagan.
Thanks for that question.
Nobody wanted to
Hey,
know.
that's
all right.
I'm a long time listener, first time caller. Just wanted to get that in. Let's see here. Hello, Terry. I got my book. I have a question about the food certificate. To redeem it, do I have to pay for it?
You don't have to pay for the certificate, but I think they charge like a one-time thing to pay for all your shipping or whatever. I think there's a one-time fee to pay for them sending out your cards and stuff like that. But to redeem it, yeah, there is a small charge there.
Cool.
But it's like $25, and then they send you $300 in free food over the next year.
Oh, wow.
So it's a
Worth it.
Very good trade-off.
What is the number to text again to get signed up for the?
So to if you want to be added to our list, and whoever, we're going to pick someone that's comes on the list tonight also for a free book. But you can text the word TW3 podcast to 38470. Text the word TW3 podcast to this number 38470.
Cool. Let's see here. Do I need a business PayPal account, or will my personal PayPal account work?
Your personal PayPal account will work until you get into the point where you're wanting to do auto drafts and stuff like that, and you'll probably have to upgrade to business because I don't think the regular one does auto draft. Do you know?
I don't use that for auto. I use Square.
You
for
use
it.
okay. I
So-
gotcha.
Any merchant account really will work.
Yeah.
Someone said the podcast number and header of this page is old one. So fix it. Get on that.
What?
I
So
don't know.
grateful that we have an editor on staff.
Is that misspelling bee?
No,
The header for this podcast.
is old.
What's wrong?
Is what they said. I don't know. I can't find it because I'm not watching it live. I'm going back through our comments.
Okay. I don't know where they're talking about. So.
Let's see here. I got my ticket to the.
Yeah, if you could go to terrywilson3.com/live podcast.
Yeah, I'm
It's actually
already there.
super helpful if we didn't fix that. So glad somebody pointed it out.
Yeah, I want it
Yeah.
fixed.
I got my ticket to the conference. Is there a discount on any hotels close to the building?
We were working with what's the name of that?
Aloft.
to try to get a bulk rate. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, we're not getting much movement with them. Stop! I'm trying to be serious. I mean, honestly, their bulk rate is like $10 off. I mean, it's not even. But there's different hotels. I mean, within a block.
Residence Inn is where we stayed. And like, so we attended the conference at a loft and we stayed at Residence. And like walking into Residence Inn was like a breeze of peace. It is a wonderful atmosphere. And I feel like it's got to be more affordable because a loft is bougie because they're like eco-friendly and hipster. So
It's a real.
we're still working on it. So
we're still working on it, but you know, I don't.
our first pass wasn't what we were hoping for.
Yeah, our first pass at it wasn't very hopeful. But a loft is where the networking events are going to be, you know, and those type of things.
their bar is awesome. I love their bar.
The bar is incredible. But you know, if you'll Google a loft, downtown Greenville, you can see other places around there. And if you know, I think a loft is going to be what, $159 a night, and they were going to offer $149 or something like that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you might find Residence Inn is what, $129, $139.
I don't know because my sister works at the Marriott, so
You might have got a deal.
It was a steal.
Yeah,
It was
but I know
robbery.
that. What was that one a couple blocks away that was like $119 a night or something?
Yeah, and they're willing to give us a deal too. Wow, it just left.
But the point
several
is,
people say that we're
working on it. We're working on it. If you guys will give us just a few weeks on that.
Don't book yet.
Yeah, don't book yet because you're going to have plenty of time to book.
Yes.
Okay, and there's plenty of hotels around there.
Well, that's the other thing. It's downtown Greenville.
It's
not
downtown
like you're gonna
Greenville,
get
so
stuck
you're not in a
hotel.
hurry right now. So if you'll give us a couple weeks, we might be able to have something better for you than you just going right now. But I just wanted to be transparent that a loft wasn't didn't offer the greatest discount the first pass at it.
Cool. I'm going to show a little bit of my ignorance because I don't know what the abbreviation's for, and I know I should because I've seen it 100 times. I bought Terry's book, MDEMS.
Yeah, $1 million email marketing system.
Gotcha. Okay. Should have registered. I bought that book, and it came as an ebook. I was looking forward to a hard copy.
It's just an ebook.
Yeah, it's just an ebook.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, but let's see.
Because the
here.
reason I did that in e-form is because a lot of the content is digital videos and stuff like that. So, you know, in
Well,
training.
I've got an idea. Why don't you just put the videos in a physical book?
I'll get on that.
I mean, I'd be all
dummy.
about that
Well,
if
yeah,
I could buy it at Best Buy.
It'd be software if I could download it.
Let's see. Someone asked, is there a direct way to get signed up for $29 a month, like a payment plan?
Yeah, there's a great way because that goes into a question I got via email too, and I'll answer that while we're here. Is there a way to become a trainer and start for free or no money out of pocket or lower than what your package prices are? And they are. You can go to myzippyloan.com. You can go to cashmutualstore.com. You can go to any of these places, apply, and they deposit the money into your account right then and there, and then you can buy our elite package for like $119. You can get our sales rep and trainer package that's $997. You can get it for no money down, $29 a month if you get approved financing. Now, caveat emptor. Let me tell you something. That means buyer beware, Lindsay. I knew you was gonna look at me.
I was like,
What is he? He's Latin.
speaking Latin
That's
over here.
Southern Latin. Caveat emptor.
Buy my Chevy.
Buy my Chevy. When you go there and you fill that out, you're going to be sent several different loan opportunities. 50% of them or more are going to be crap. I'm not advocating you get involved with some sort of payday lending type thing or something like that. Ignore those. But there's also going to be some installment plans. That is if your state allows those loans, you know, because certain states are regulated differently. So that's why we say try myzippyloan.com, try cashmutualstore.com, try paypal.com/credit. You know, only deal there is I think you got to have a FICO score of 650 or better to get
But
approved.
if you do, it's a win.
But if you do, it's no money down, no payments, no interest, no anything for 6 months,
Right.
which is really cool.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and talk to your trainer, the person recruiting you, and they should be able to either send you links, help you to answer that question too, walk you through the
Absolutely.
process.
Cool.
Good.
Gary wanted to know if he buys your book again, will you buy him a drink?
You tell
Yes.
Gary, if he buys this book again, I'll buy him 2 drinks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Tell him for every book he buys, he gets a drink.
Gary, go for like a Moscow or something. That's like $15. Get your money back.
Gary's going to become an alcoholic.
Gary's going to join AA right after my book sells.
Let's see here. Do you want to go ahead and go into the email questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So let's hear. Can Plus members do this with their RMP packages?
I assume when they're talking about this, they are talking about this particular type of, and no, you have to be an elite member, as we said before, because of, you get that, some of these nicer offers that I just illustrate here, you have to have some proof of concept, some proof of doing business, for you to be able to apply and get them. So no, you have to be an elite member.
I didn't even look at these questions before, and one of the second questions what I had already asked, so I'm gonna skip that one. That's cool. Can I watch or listen to this again?
Yes, it's being recorded and it's on YouTube.
What does TW3 stand for?
That's my initials, Terry Wilson. I'm the third.
Nothing more.
Nothing more.
Make it more meaningful.
It's
Think
not
about it.
really all that exciting.
It's not that
It
exciting.
took me forever to figure that out.
We're a real simple group around here.
I had to keep it
Is the
simple.
three the Trinity?
Is it? We've had that question. I kid you not.
I mean, we're all believers,
It's a very,
so it's not
it's a very
shocking.
holy number.
Everybody's just disappointed. They're like, wait, that's it?
That's it. Yeah, that's
You're not
it.
as smart as I thought you were.
Well,
I keep telling people that.
I'm going to
not that
coach you
smart.
a little bit, Terry, right now.
Please.
So now I want you to give another shot at that and why that is actually significant, that TW3 means Terry Wilson, and why your name, that's the hint, why your name
Gold.
is what it is.
Why
Did
don't you tell me?
Oh, you don't get it? Because you're willing to put your name out
I
there.
could've
Your
told
name
I didn't know
is
where
on
you were
the
going. I didn't know
line.
if you were going with that story I gave at the conference about redeeming my name because of.
Absolutely. That's kind of what I was trying to throw out there. It's a good story. And you got a softball tossed to you, and you didn't hit it out the park.
It's not for egotistical
And
reasons.
you did a bunt.
And I bunted it.
You can still hit it out.
And you can't run fast either. So
He wasn't in his feelings tonight. It's okay. You're
I
not
wasn't in my feelings tonight. Well, I was watching baseball, so I got more than catch the ball, Flowers, pass balls. But anyway,
I always get depressed while
Wait,
watching
is
baseball.
Flowers like a diss or a name of a player?
it's the name of a player.
Okay.
It's just because anytime someone's online, they can say anything. The reason I didn't name this business leadrocket123.com or I'll make you money, I'll make you rich.com or anything like that. I put my name in it and even made sure you understood which Terry Wilson III is because I wanted people to know I stand behind what I say. And more importantly, I had a huge cataclysmic failure in 2007. The housing market crashed along with the economy, and I was selling a product that was contingent upon new homes being built. And so when that happened, I went down in flames and lost everything. And, my name in that particular industry was mud because here I was a failure, and it just meant a lot to me that if I was going to rebuild, the good book says there's what's worth more than gold and silver is what, Pastor?
I was on mute and I wasn't listening.
A good name.
A good name.
Oh, a good name.
A good name.
Jesus.
Sorry, I was reading questions.
This is Reagan's default Sunday school question. Jesus?
Jesus is the answer. You can't tell me I'm wrong.
I was reading the last message about TW4, and then you said Chris, and I was like, oh gosh, I should have been listening. I've heard this story before. I'm sorry.
You checked out on me. Okay. But that's the reason. That's the reason. Because I just wanted to, I stand behind it and I'm going to reclaim my name.
Now, I did hear that part, and that's good gold. That's what I was shooting for.
I got you.
And it's a very good, it's the truth.
It is. Well,
Because me and you've talked about that a lot
just
of
so
times.
happens to be the truth. So it's a
That
helpful-
makes it even better.
yeah, it makes
Convenient.
It, yeah.
Yeah.
I just found a loophole to our ticket system, though.
What?
Every question, Jesus is the answer. You'll get it. I believe in you.
He's going to answer all the
Please
text
do not respond to my members with
I'm
that.
trying to figure out how to use the blog curator. What's
I mean,
the
I
answer?
got a couple of
Jesus.
members that you could respond to with that, and it could spur a gospel conversation. But generally,
along.
We're going to keep
Let's
going.
don't do that.
I want to join the person I spoke. Okay, I want to join, but the person I spoke with is not responding to calls or emails. So where do I go?
Just contact Chris Roop at quadc4@gmail.com. It's
right.
pretty simple.
We're leaving that one.
Quadc4@gmail.com.
You can
And
send-
you will personally, I mean, listen, I don't want to mess anybody else up, but
hey, if they're not responding,
If they don't want the business, you'll take it, huh?
I will take it. I'll help you out.
No.
You know what I'll even do? I'll even say your name on the podcast a couple times and get you some inside
Insider info.
I'll get you
Okay.
Hey, listen, I'm just
compromising
saying.
pictures of Terry.
What are you doing, River?
Yeah, I'll even tell you what River is doing
dropped
right
his
now on
banana.
the floor.
How did you drop your banana under Reagan's
River,
feet?
if you ever eat a banana while I'm trying to do a podcast again, I will slap you.
River's in timeout.
No one's saying you can't eat banana, River. We're just saying you can't sit there. And,
Anyway,
that's
next question.
Reno
Move
Medlin.
along, move along.
I made $3,500 in the first 2 weeks of joining TW3 2 years ago. I have a rep who's been with me for 8 months now and still struggles. Any advice?
Great question. So, yeah, I get this a lot. You know, some reps come on and they just hit it out of the ballpark and they're taking off, and they're excited, and their excitement sells a lot of packages, and sometimes the people that are buying in aren't having the same fast success, and that happens. And it's because there's two sort of tracks you have to get. I wouldn't say you have to master or be great at, but you have to be proficient. You have to get up to speed. You have to know a little bit of. You got to be able to check email.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be able to get into a back office. You got to be able to do some basic computer navigation, and then you've got to have some basic communication ability. Now, I'm not saying you have to be this smooth talking, used car salesman, slick Willie, can run for Congress and win in any district type. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you do have to be able to read a script and do due diligence and following up with them, because you're not going to know everything up front. You just got to work the business. And sometimes that means, especially on the front end, you got to work hard. It gets easier, but at the front, you got to work hard. And so
To me, that's the weaning out period, whether you got to make it or not. I'd say it's probably 60, 90 days.
Yeah.
Hard work.
It's very hard, Now, it's easier for some, but not for most.
But I think even the ones that are more, let's say, typically, you know how it is. If you're more tech savvy, you work hard and you can get that part done. But sometimes those guys aren't as good on the phone side. Right. So when they get to that, that's when they hit their wall.
They hit their wall. And because this came to me via email from a member, so I know this member, he's a rock star. I mean, he's a great presenter, communicator, because he's authentic. He comes across very trustworthy over the phone, but he also has some basic computer skills. Now, I wouldn't say he's a computer genius or a web genius, but he doesn't struggle with it. Mm-hmm. And so he got into business and literally within his first 2 weeks made $3,500.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And he's on average making $5,000 to $6,000 part-time, just working a couple hours a week doing this, because he's got a ministry and he does something else.
Wow.
Okay. And he's got a client that me and Reagan have called Rain Man. Mm-hmm. And this person has been with him, and he's sort of like, I just don't know what. He's sort of making perfect the enemy of good. He's trying to understand everything before he does anything. And he's defeating himself constantly. And he's saying, what can I do? What can I say? How can I encourage this guy? And how can I give him some things to stay focused? Just do these 3 or 4 basic things instead of because he's trying to literally learn everything about the business. And he's a sales rep and trainer. He's asking questions that you'd have to be an elite member to even be trained on. And it's really, he's constantly fishing out of his depth. And so we're trying to say, put your blinders on, just do this. But he seems to not be satisfied with just doing this, because he wants to know everything before he does anything. And he's gone nowhere. And we've encouraged, we've tried, and I know his recruiter's a good man. He's got a pastor's heart. He wants to help his client.
Right.
But I would just encourage you, you can only lead a horse to water. They got to be willing to drink what you're serving. And so you can't make them do better. They've got to do better. So
good question.
Good question. Thank you for that question.
How do I become a rep and trainer with no money down?
Well, that goes back to that financing. Just go with the financing and you can get involved. So those were some great questions. I want to break apart what I did in this next segment on what we just did with that RMP income hack. I want to get into that for just a moment, why it worked, and then we'll be out of here in just a second. Be back after this. So it was a real busy Saturday, a lot of foot traffic, a lot of people out, a lot of people shopping. So I didn't have a lot of time to entertain, weirdness. But this guy just had a very piercing glance, and the words he gave me, it rattled me that day, and it still resonates with me today. It's the reason why I'm an entrepreneur, and thank God I met him. because that started my entrepreneurial journey. And things were great. Business was booming. We became one of the largest piano dealers in the country because we were able to sell online. And it was wonderful. And then it happened.
What we know now is Wall Street can bring down Main Street. And frankly, I'm going to tell you, it's a little...
And I found myself at a food bank, standing in line, and I had people coming up to me going, "Hey, are you here to help people today, to minister to people?" Because I was known as a teacher and minister in the area. I was like, "No, I'm here to be ministered to myself." What they didn't know is I had $4.83 in my account, and a wife and 4 kids and one on the way that needed to eat. I literally felt like the world had taken off and left me behind. And I was just standing there watching. And I did not know what I was going to do or how I was going to rebuild my life. And then a friend of mine recruited me into the insurance business, and I learned a whole new industry that I didn't even know existed. And I started marketing the insurance the same way I marketed, my music, because I knew online marketing. I knew how to use various tools to get in front of people. And business took off. Went all around the world, went to Fiji, got to go to the Tony Robbins place and speak to other insurance agents. And I got to teach people on how they can grow their business with various tools, and showed them how I was doing it. And it was wonderful. And then something happened in the economy and in that specific industry again, Obamacare. And I said, I'm not doing this again. I am not going back to just scrounging, looking for a ways to earn a living. I'm going to make this work. I stayed up for 48 hours on my laptop, just staring at a computer screen, trying to figure out, how can I pivot from this new change, this new big macro change, really? And something weird happened. It came across the screen. It says, "Terry, will you teach me and train me how to use these various online tools and marketing tools for insurance?" And I thought, would people really want to buy a platform, a system, to be able to market their own insurance and other products? So in this book, I share the ins and the outs, the ups and the downs, and the lessons I've learned along the ways. And now, after 11 years, how anybody, if they're just willing to defeat discouragement, can take their money, business, and life to all new levels. Because as Zig said, you are not a wandering generality, but you are a meaningful specific. And I like to say it this way. You're not some sort of cosmic accident because lightning struck a mud puddle and you crawled out billions of years later. You are made by, from, and for the purposes of greatness. And there's greatness on the inside of you, because as Larry told me that day, I tell you the same. You are worth more.
And now back to our show with Terry Wilson.
So I want to get into this a little bit. Why did that campaign work that I did? What was the secret sauce behind it? I want to give you a couple things. Number one, what I did was relevant to current happenings and news and desires at the time. If you'll notice, when I do a lot of these RMPs and stuff, I'm doing stuff like, I did one on the controversial cash,
Yep.
Well, that was because, Kaepernick and Nike and Trump and all that was saying a bunch of hoopla. And so it was in the zeitgeist out there, the mindset of a lot of people. And so it was easy to get people's attention with that campaign because they're already thinking in that range. And so the reason I was successful, I think, with this Lion King thing is because I'm not trying to sell them on something or sell them on something they're already thinking about. They're already thinking about it. So number one, I tried to use something that was relevant. Number two, I used a brand that was credible. Lion King's credible. People know about that movie. A Fandango, credible. So if I called up or used a text saying, "Hey, this is Terry Wilson in Bowling Springs, South Carolina. I'd like to offer you a movie to Spartan 16.
Yep.
How far would that go? But if I say, "Hey, how would you like to get free tickets via Fandango to the Lion King? Click here." And then they go over there and there's a landing page that goes through. It makes sense. It's congruent with what's going on in their heads at the time. It was a very low friction to engage. In other words, I didn't try to leave a voicemail drop. Hey, then call this number. And when they call this number, they're giving something to go somewhere else. And then you're putting all these roadblocks and different hurdles. And this is a hassle. Forget about it. Mm-hmm. It was click, landing page, click. And their emails and everything was captured. You know what I'm saying? So that worked. And then price point. Finally, if it's free, it's for me.
Right.
But sometimes it's harder to sell free than it is for paid for in this one regards. Free sometimes comes across as scammy or it's too good to be true or there's a gimmick. What's the catch?
What's the catch is what I said. Sorry.
Exactly. And so the reason it works is because you give them a truthful, but also a believable. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter if it's true. Will they believe it? So you have to present something that's both true and believable. So when they got to the landing page, I explained how this happens, why you will get it for free, and how easy it is. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Because I was explaining to you guys off camera. You know, all it is they're doing this and they're giving, and okay. Well, most people have that same reaction. That's worth my time. Sure. I'll do that.
Right.
You know, and so that's why it was true, believable, low friction to do it. But the beautiful thing is too, and this is why we get into some advanced lead generation with our elites, is because I was able to capture all of those leads. Now they're in a funnel. They're being sent stuff. What am I doing? I'm cross promoting now. Mm-hmm. So I made money to generate leads, and those leads, what am I trying to sell them now?
Who knows?
TW3.
TW4.
Yeah. The new, improved.
Or one of your other 5 bazillion
or one of the other
offers.
Ones. Exactly. So that's the cool thing about this. That's why it worked. So I just wanted to leave that out there. Love movies. Lindsay, what's your favorite movie?
You can't come unprepared. It was on the thing.
I know. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Love Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
That was awesome.
Have you seen that?
I have no desire to see it, but
but you
look
do.
like you're
Trust me.
Tyler Perry. Medea.
Yeah, I know.
No, don't say that.
Some are so
Quality
cheesy.
Tyler Perry. That was before
This is before he got hokey.
This is way before Medea Boo 2 Halloween.
Yeah, this is before he got
I
got
remember
desperate for
it.
content.
I might check it out.
If you're a music person,
But I can't believe
there's
that's your best movie all time.
All right, what's yours, Chris?
Yes.
Okay, I got tons of them. I'm all into this movie thing. All into it.
I'm about
So
ready
first
to
of all,
lower the boom on your choice because
Not
you just
possible.
insulted my choices, which are top notch.
I haven't seen it, so I can't really insult it. But
Which
I will
is why
say,
you shouldn't be lowering the boom on me.
listen, I've done this a lot. I've done podcasts on this. I have done blogs on this. I've had conversations, and nobody has ever said a diary of a what? A black woman? Is that what it
Mad
was?
black woman.
A mad black
Let
woman.
me make
Not
sure to
first.
bring you a gold star next podcast.
Listen, we're talking software here.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. So here's mine.
She's bringing the physical copy. It's
It's
hardware.
so hard to pick one,
I
but
might.
I think you gotta go Matrix, right?
No. What?
No.
No, that's not that.
What?
Poor choice. No. Matrix is
Poor
a
choice.
No,
No,
Matrix
I like
is a
Matrix.
Matrix is a
I don't
fan.
No,
know
I'm
if
only
it's
saying the
favorite.
very first one. That
You should, well, obviously, we're slapping you if you say two.
I
But
know. There
Matrix
really
is,
was no other two. were there?
Matrix is good, but that's your number one. Like
Well,
you
it's
picking,
on there. I mean, it's so hard to
Pick
pick
one.
one.
I mean, isn't
I'd
that like a
probably
bunch
have
of
to go with
ninjas
that one.
dressed in
We'll say-
tight
okay, we'll
clothes
pick
fighting?
two.
It
Isn't that
was
all that
life
is?
changing.
pick two.
Gosh, well, Silence of the Lambs, right?
I never saw it.
I mean, are we not going to do the? I mean, the big
Yeah,
classics.
that's a
And then
good
what
one.
about Godfather?
Godfather.
Oh, okay.
Godfather.
So,
now.
I haven't seen any of that mess.
Mess. What are you
What?
talking about?
You're lowering your bar a
What?
little bit. Lower
Why
yourself.
are you calling it a
Are we
mess?
talking software here?
Okay, The Matrix. You're gonna have to put the software joke to bed, okay? The Matrix is just a bunch of people dressed in tight clothes fighting like ninjas,
That's
right?
That's not true.
Gosh.
River, your turn.
There is a moment. Let me just say this about the Matrix. Let me go back to it
Yeah.
because I think
Come over here.
maybe you forgot, Reagan. Reagan, let me remind you of something. You ready for this?
Yeah, go for it.
So in the movie The Matrix, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to share it because I think you should, honestly, because there's a moment in that movie, and you know the moment that your mind explodes.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And I think that because of that, not just the graphics and all that,
Is
which
it one
were
of those
amazing.
psychological thrillers, though?
Not really.
It's kind of hard to explain.
Because I'm going to be real honest for a minute, and y'all can make fun of me later, and that's fine. I don't understand movies like that.
This one I will say
Like,
is
I get lost.
My wife was watching it with me, and she struggled a little bit because she was trying to keep up. But
It's good.
that moment
It's a good moment.
when the peel thing
Yep.
is,
I'm gonna ask
Yeah.
Justin if he thinks I'm ready for such a thing.
you just if you watch it on DVR or something, then he can coach you through it. Stop, catch you up, because when you get to the moment, it's to me
Because
it's just,
watching movies like that for
Yeah.
him is very frustrating because it's almost like watching football where I'm like, well, why did he hit him? And he's like, baby, that was a
It
touchdown.
isn't like that. It's
You
not
know,
like that. When the
he-
moment happens, you're going, what, whoa, what,
Yeah.
what,
You're talking about the Matrix
what,
with the people?
what,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
what happened? Your brain can't deal with
It came
what
out 20
just
years
The
happened.
ago.
movie that
Hmm.
did that for me was Sixth Sense.
It's another great one. I wouldn't
Diary
know if
of a
it's in my
Mad Black
top 10, but
Woman's
it's
simply amazing. Let me just.
No, it's a good movie.
Let me
I'm.
just
I tell you what
say-
I'm going to
I like
do
it too.
for you.
Okay.
I'm going to commit to watch it.
Okay.
Because I mean, you're really committed to it, and that's hard for me to get my brain around. So
if you're
it
a
must be
music
good.
person, are
Well,
Because you said you agreed with it, which is
I'll tell you. Well, let me.
the music?
You wouldn't put it in top 10,
The music,
but-
like I'm telling you,
put it in
there's a
top 10.
couple of songs she sings that, like, if you are moved by music emotionally,
Right,
you'll
I
just be
do.
like crying on your
It's
couch.
a great
I would do
movie,
that,
but,
but
you know,
I like music a
I
lot.
think it resonates with a lot of people because everybody's been hurt at some point,
oh.
and to work through those pains.
Mhm.
That's what the movie's about.
I'll
It's
tell you,
it's about.
I'm going to
a woman-
watch it with my
yeah.
wife, and that'll get me some
Oh,
brownie
she
points.
will love
There you
it.
Oh, I
She-
think she's probably watched it.
She's probably got it
She's
memorized.
had to have watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank Redemption.
Good choice too.
I think
Shawshank
I've
Redemption's
seen
got to be in the top.
that.
It
I think
has to be in
Justin
the top
likes that
3.
movie.
It
That's a
is.
top 3
It is
movie.
top 3 for me. Silence of the Lambs up there only because, again, it was one of those things when I watched it, you had those moments that was like, I just can't even.
Is the
my
Shawshank
brain.
Redemption the one about the guy in prison?
Yes.
Okay, I think he's watched that a bunch of times. Like
It
20.
is. I've watched it several times.
Andy Dufresne.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Morgan Freeman
Yeah.
voiceover.
Morgan
man.
Freeman was excellent in that movie.
Yeah. So
Everything about that movie was good. It's like 5 movies in one.
Yeah.
You know, so many different things that happened that developed. It's just spectacular.
Well, let me ask you. I know. Ask you. Let me go around the room.
Yeah,
I want
let's
to get
keep going.
everybody.
I wanna hear this too.
I want to hear yours. And I
I'm
want to hear
very
Rivers.
interested
Do
now.
you take care of what? Yeah. Okay. So let's get yours, and then let's get Rivers.
I'll cut mine short, but I'm a huge Quentin Tarantino fan. But everybody's complaint
Wow.
with Quentin Tarantino is like he's a movies guy. Like if you
Right.
like it, it gets campy, but it's supposed to get campy because you're like, okay, we're gonna celebrate how cool movies are. Something he did with one movie called The Hateful Eight was he took it and he
I thought
said
that was good.
we're gonna have 2 because in Quentin Tarantino movies you go a lot of different places, a lot of wild effects, a lot of crazy stuff. It's really fun to watch, but my favorite part of a movie is character development and the character arc. And so what he decided to do was he said, I'm gonna make a movie where I have 2 scenes. He has one place where the movie starts. It's that outside. They're in the little horse buggy during the winter storm, and then the cabin. And the movie's like 2.5 hours long. It doesn't go anywhere except for those 2 places.
Yeah.
And the whole movie's about character arc. These people that should obviously hate each other for political, moral reasons. They all come from different walks of life, and then the movie just progresses from there. It's a fantastic movie if anybody. And then it does have your like twist ending where everything starts to come together, and you're like, oh, this all makes sense.
Yeah.
That's number 1. Number 2 would be Goodfellas, just because I love Goodfellas.
I'm surprised it's your number 1, but I'm not a big fan of his. But that was his better.
I love
option
Quentin
finally.
Tarantino, but I'm never a huge movie guy because like I said, my favorite thing about shows and movies and stuff is always character development and character arcs, and you
Okay.
get more of that from TV
I got a question.
Yeah.
because
then.
it's a longer
So
span.
hearing your guys' selection, would I be more esteemed in this conversation if I talked about The Green Mile?
That's a good
yeah,
movie.
Green
Good
Mile's
movie.
a good
Okay.
one,
I mean, it's
that's
probably
a-
in my top. It's in my top 50.
She said,
For
you
the
know what?
win.
for the win.
Change my
There you
answer.
go. It's a good movie. It's
Yeah.
top 50. It's definitely a.
But yeah, I would say
A lot
one
of
those
people put it
movies.
in their top 10 or top 5 because
Mm.
there's some really interesting things that happen in that movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you did like that. That's
Or-
a good movie.
My
We're-
brother and I watched that. We grew up watching that movie, and I remember just being really young and not understanding all of it, but like still enjoying it.
What was the second one you said?
Oh, Goodfellas. Well,
Oh,
Goodfellas.
that's a great movie.
Goodfellas is tied with Godfather because I love them both equally.
Yeah.
I love
I'm
a good,
a huge
I love
fan
good
of
mobster movies.
Mobster movies.
I
are
love
my-
those.
that's probably my favorite genre. River.
Oh, I'm interested in this. This
You
is
can't
going,
pull it that far; it'll come off.
And
Stand up.
think through what
Stand
you're
up.
going to say before you say it.
All right. Speaking of that, do I sound good?
That's why I said you can't pull it
I
off.
swear.
You know that whole thing where he
why
said,
you can't
"Don't
have a
pull it."
That's why I said don't pull it off. It'll come off. So
Are we okay?
we're okay. He just pulled the microphone right off the stand. I said, you can't pull it over there; it'll come off.
It was interesting. The funnest part of watching that whole thing unfold was, hey, you can't do that. It won't go that far. No, seriously, you can't do that. And then we did it anyway. Okay, I'm gonna keep pulling, even though I can't.
Let me just keep pulling this.
Go ahead and skip him.
Yeah,
Just go ahead and say, you know what I should have done was give him mine.
we're gonna skip River on this segment, I think, because you have to turn it the other way.
Go for it.
It's on.
But I got to hear it now.
Yeah.
Man.
There's so much drama to
For
it.
those who don't know what's going on, our boom mic is the other way. That's yeah.
Mama came in the room to check it out.
Say what happened? He just pulled a $500 microphone down on the.
It's on fire.
It's on fire. That's why I said you got to
Yeah.
stand up.
Is he on?
No, I got it muted.
Oh.
So anyway, well, guys, we'll be back right after this. Apparently, station timeout for identification.
Somebody get the fire extinguisher.
And get the fire extinguisher in here. And we're going to announce our $300 food winner right after this. You know, if you've ever listened to my podcast, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. Earners are learners and leaders are readers. If you want to go to the next level, you do have to grow to the next level. And growth happens by the people you hang around and listen to the most. Seth Godin says you're the sum total of 5 people you hang around the most. And that is why you need to go to terrywilson3.com/free book and get a free audiobook just to try out the services. Here's the deal. Over 70,000 different authors from every type of genre that you could think of. Go over there, pick one that you like, something that's going to inform you, something that's going to inspire you, something that's going to illustrate what you need to do next. Try out the service. If you don't like the service, cancel it and you get to keep that free audiobook. But you're going to love the service, and I promise you, if you will commit yourself to listening and learning from those who have gone where you want to go, you can go there also. So go to terrywilson3.com/free book today. Try out the service and get a free audiobook just for trying it out. terrywilson3.com/free book.
Personally, I'm really looking forward to the replay where we get to go, hey, don't do that. Hey, seriously, you just got to stand up. Hey, seriously, stop holding it.
Hey, that's what makes this so much fun. That's why I love being here. You never know what's going to happen.
Hey,
Never.
it's live.
I'm just glad it wasn't me.
It's
I mean,
live.
that would be my classic move. And so thank you, River. Thank you.
River's having a day.
River's having a hard day.
We're demoting him from custodian.
We're gonna make him president.
I'm
because
gonna give him a hug.
He keeps doing this. We're gonna put him in charge of everything.
how
You're
we got
fine.
here.
You're fine, buddy. Don't worry about it. It's
Yeah.
all good. It is all good.
I'm going to hear it, so I'm going to go for it. So what is your movie? I got to hear it. No, there was so much.
he doesn't.
Listen, that was such a big build-up. I was so wanting to know
He's
what it
going to
was.
say the B
Okay,
movie.
Terry.
Everybody's going to be
You
disappointed.
didn't say yours. I got to hear it.
You don't want to hear mine.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I got to hear
Let's
it.
be honest. Everybody
Guess
wants
one.
to hear yours. Nobody gave a crap about any of ours.
No, nobody wants to hear mine. No one wants.
I
To.
know it's going to end up being very anticlimactic, but
You've seen my work. I've got several.
Like Mike. It's a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
no.
I was making a joke. Go ahead. Sorry.
The way I think about it is this: what movie, if it's on TV, I have to stop.
Okay.
Even if the Tar Heels are
Oh,
playing.
I know what this is.
Even if
It's not a bad choice.
even if the Braves are playing, no matter, I have to stop because I'm going to watch this movie. And you know what it is. What
Yeah. It's when he says, you can't handle the truth.
Few Good Men.
Few Good Men, yeah.
That's a good choice.
I've got to watch A Few Good Men.
He really likes Tom Cruise, though.
I've got a little bit of a man crush on Tom Cruise. I like all of his movies.
I don't like him,
Days of
but his
Thunder- No, I
movies
don't
are
like
good.
him at all. He's crazy.
Yeah, but his
My
you know,
man
like
is
everybody
a
said,
good
you're gonna
actor.
watch Mission Impossible because he's such a weirdo. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna watch Mission Impossible. It's a great
Top
movie.
Gun,
Oh,
Days
yeah.
of Thunder,
Coming back out next year, by the
The
way.
Firm. That's another great one. All of the
The Firm was great.
The Firm was great. And then the
Have you seen The Pelican Brief?
Pelican Brief was great.
That's one of my. You made me think of it with The Firm.
Well,
It's a
that's
great movie.
John. What's the guy's name that read all that? The attorney, John
I know who you're talking about, but
Hancock.
Grisham. John Grisham.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
John
said.
Grisham. I like all this. All right, let's
All right, that was
announce
worth
our
it.
winners
Thank
and
you.
let's get out of here.
Oh, yeah. So our winner for the $300 in food certificates is a Jordan W.
Jordan W. Well, thank you, Jordan, for being a friend of Reagan's and a friend of the show. And we will be getting that certificate out to you ASAP. So thank all of you guys for coming on to the show tonight. I hope you won something. I hope you got something out of tonight's show, and something you'll be able to use in your business and get you excited about all the different things and all the different ways that you can make money with all of these tools. There's so many tools out there and so many different ways and so many different strategies. The one thing I'll tell you guys is just stay focused. Stay focused. Don't try to do everything at one time. Do one thing at one time and master where you're at, and then you just move and you move and you move. I didn't take off doing this overnight, and I didn't take off, having all these different ways of doing it. I got good at what was in front of me. I learned some things, and then I put some margin in my life. The reason I'm able to do a lot of these RMP stuff and make money is because I do a lot that doesn't make money. And I've got the margin in my life to risk trying something, it failing, risk trying and it failing, risk trying and it failing. Oh, and something works. And then I just scale on what works. So that's what I do. That's how I do it. And that's how we try to get all of our members up and running and making money as quick as possible. Thanks everybody for coming out tonight. We'll see you next time. This has been Terry with TerryWilson3.com, episode 379.
Thank you for listening to our show today at TerryWilson3.com. If you would like more information on how we can take your money, your business, and your life to the next level, then please visit us online at TerryWilson3.com or call 800-673-1728.
This is the Terry Wilson. Really, I'm excited, Terry. I want to get started here.
Is this a celebrity, Terry Wilson?
Oh my word!
How you doing, sir?
Dude, don't even go there. I've been listening to this for a while, and I'm finally like, okay, guys, what a privilege. I mean,